If I'm not for myself, who's going to be for me? It says in Ethics of Our Fathers, Im ein li ani li mili. So being a victim and blaming other people, even though you're justified, is not helping. So at some point, and by the way, that's now, you should sit up straight and you should say to yourself, you know what, I'm going to take responsibility for healing, for working on my attitude, for becoming a more positive person. Take responsibility. And you can read blog posts how to become more positive, and you can do meditation and heal. There's all different sorts of healing and somatic experiencing, very important things we can do. But if you want to be a happy person, we define happiness as a state of consistent contentment and vitality based on having a positive attitude to life. If you define happiness as the feeling I get when things go my way, you'll never be happy and you'll spend your whole life chasing things going your way. If you define happiness as a feeling of consistent contentment and vitality based on having a positive attitude, you will then hopefully spend your life investing on getting a more positive attitude to life. I'm going to work on my attitude. I'm going to change myself. This is worthwhile doing. Why is it worthwhile doing? Because it changes your whole life. And your attitude is how you're speaking to yourself, how you're speaking about other people. What are you focusing on? What are you looking for? You can train yourself to find the good. I always want to see what's good in this situation. And what you train yourself in, that's what you get good at. What you focus your attention and consciousness on, that becomes your experience of reality. So if you're going to be focusing on the negative, by the way, there were people on the trip and it was nice food and nice weather and we got the bus and the orphanage, everything was perfect, and they'd be like, yeah, but there's a cockroach in my room. Okay. I want an authentic experience of Thailand. Just with no cockroaches, no mosquitoes, okay. So if everything's going well, but you're focusing on the one thing that's not going well, that's going to be your experience. If everything's going badly, but you focus on the one thing that is going well, that's going to be your experience. So what you choose to focus on, that becomes your experience of reality. And I'm not saying to ignore, I'm not saying to repress the negative thing. First, I'm saying focus on the positive things, build up this vitality and this contentment based on focusing on the positive things, and then use the negative things to become greater, become more peaceful, calm, healthy. Nice? This is amazing. This is completely game-changing because it's in your hands. You can live a happy life. You can be poor and not good-looking and not have the job of your dreams, and you can still be a very happy person. How do I know that? From the kids I worked with in the orphanage. They didn't have anything. Very strong positive attitude shift, a focus you can have in your life. The first one is to feel good about yourself. We spoke about that. There's a whole nother class. Find the recording, watch the class about self-love, self-respect, self-esteem, self-worth. Very important class. But the other most important attitude shift we can have, and you all know this by the way, and this is what the kids in the orphanage had, which we don't seem to have, and that is gratitude. Now you're not sitting there being like, oh, I never thought of that. You're like, yeah, I know that. Gratitude. These kids had immense gratitude. Spend your whole life needing something more in order to be happy. You'll never be happy. If you spend your life appreciating what you do have. Wow, I have so much. Especially us. Especially us. We got so much. We got so much. Literally, we're in the top 2% of privileged people on the face of the planet. You got to wake up in the morning. You got to be like, oh my goodness, again? I'm going to have breakfast again? But we wake up in the morning, we're like, oh, we're going to have the same breakfast. It's not fair. Why me? Once again, I'm not belittling our problems. I'm not saying gratitude your way out of suffering. If you go through something very difficult, don't be like, well, just think about all the great things. That doesn't work. We spoke about that before. Feel your pain, cry, that's okay. But I'm talking about your general attitude to life. Are you focusing on what you don't have, on what you want, and what other people have? Or are you focusing on what you do have? It's a complete shift. So the person who's focusing on what they do have, they're just going to be a much happier person. And they'll do with much less. I'm happy with less. I don't need so much. It says in Ethics of Our Fathers, which is an ancient Jewish personal growth manual, it says, Ezehu Ashir, who is a rich person? Hasameach b'chelko, the person is happy with what they have. So if you've got someone who's got $10 million, but they're not happy with that, they want $20 million, then they're lacking, so they're not rich. Rich is I have what I need, I'm okay with what I have. So once we can take a few minutes to really appreciate, it's amazing. I've got legs, I've got eyes, I've got education. So there's a very big difference between acknowledging things that you should be grateful for and actually feeling gratitude. Actually feel, wow. Acknowledging, you could write a gratitude list. Well, I got legs and eyes and arms and things. But what's going to happen is if you focus on the things you're grateful for, legs and eyes and arms, your mind is going to say, yeah, but you got a sore back. Okay, I hear that. Well, I have so much in my life. Yeah, but he's got more. It's amazing. But we learn how to deal with that voice. To hear that voice and say, okay, thank you, but I'm just focusing on the good things at the moment. I'm going to focus on the good things.